But you grew up outside the city, and then your family, or sorry, outside the strip, your family
Mhm.
started a bakery. Was this your
Mhm.
parents, your grandparents?
My parents, they opened up the bakery in 2012. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been 12 years, which is pretty crazy. Like I remember the first day we were open. It was a very small little. I don't even. You can't see my room, but it was like the size of my room. It was very tiny, like a hole in the wall type of thing. And I don't know how. To be honest with you, I don't even know how it got spread. But it in Vegas, it's a very small city, so there wasn't a lot of bakeries. And being Armenian, and we had like a lot of like Ethiopians around that like shared the same type of like cultural foods.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like challah breads every Friday. So like we got
Mm-hmm. The
the Shabbat
best.
dinner, people coming in, and the locals, and we were kind of like semi close to the strip, so it was easier to deliver cakes to hotels and things like that. So that's slowly, then we slowly grew and grew and grew, and then now we're like a full on cafe, which
Yeah.
we also have like event rooms and a flower shop connected to it, catering, custom cakes, like food, like actual like food menu. So it's been really cool to see like the transition throughout the years of like what my parents did. Mainly my mom, because she's the brain behind the whole system. She's incredible. But
Do
that's
you
that's
work?
kind of the gist of it.
Do you work for the family business? Do you work for the bakery?
We all three sisters did. So I'm the middle child of three sisters, and we
Mm-hmm.
all took our fair share of working there, front desk or in the back. This was like more when we were smaller. My older sister and me, we were working in the front a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
5 days a week, and then we got other employees. And now my younger sister, her name is Jessica. She's the one that I do the podcast with,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like a manager for a good amount of time, and then she let that go and like is trying to explore like different things, so to see like what she wants to do for with her life.
Do you
But
feel
it's
like
a
you?
it's a
Yeah.
crazy.
It must be crazy, like especially
Yeah,
being in Vegas, because it's in this. Is it in the suburbs, or is it in like the downtown Vegas strip area?
I would say it's right in the center of what you just said. It's
Okay,
10, like it's
not
10
far.
15 minutes from the suburbs, and then 10 15 minutes from the strip, like right in the center.
But you don't get a lot of like tourists there, do you? Or people come in because they see it on Instagram and they see you and they want to try it out?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a mixture of everything. Mainly locals though, and then we get the local, like people who are visiting the locals, those type of tourists.
Do you feel like those years working at the front desk and at the counter like helped you with people skills and helped you with like problem solving and like thinking on your toes?
Yes. So I've been working since I was like, I think 12 or 13. Can't remember which ages exactly, but
Mm-hmm.
I was either like babysitting or working like at a kids like center for like the playground areas, and then I started working at the bakery, which really helped me because my whole life I wanted to be a dentist, which is really funny because my sister's a dentist now and my boyfriend's about to enter dental school, so like
Mm-hmm.
the dental industry kind of followed me. But I went to school for dentistry, and then 2 years in, or a year and a half into college, I was like, I don't really like this. It's not clicking for me. And then me and my dad sat down. We're like, what am I good at? Like, what do I like to do? And it was really like I like to talk to people, and
Mm-hmm.
I like the face to face interaction. And I think the bakery definitely helped in that state. And then I went into hospitality. So that's what I graduated with. I started working in hotels. I worked at Cosmo in Vegas, Cosmopolitan, not like the magazine.
Yeah.
And then that would have been cool too.
Yeah.
And
Different
then
kind though.
definitely different kind, but I just realized I don't like corporate at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't enjoy like the clocking in, clocking out, the overtime and all that. So I slowly, like while I was working at Cosmo, I was blogging on like the like work computers. And I remember like we got called into like a meeting like two times, like don't use your like outside activities like with like the computers like with for the work. And I'm like, this is so like such a dig at me, but I just continue doing it. And then slowly, I know, I'm like, whatever, like if they fire me, they fire me. Because I like
Man.
I've always like been a great employee, but at the same time, like if my head's not 100% in it, like it just wasn't, somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then I just quit. I got an internship for social media for like this other company. And then I slowly just realized I don't like working for other people. And then I started taking on my own clients with like managing their social media, creating their content. And then slowly that dwindled away. And then that's when I started like doing my own thing full time. So it's been like
Okay. Okay.
that's like the
That,
transition that I like
that's
went through, long story short.
that's how it happened. Yeah, that makes That makes total sense. Yeah, just to go back to the restaurant thing, I always say I feel like everybody should have spent a year, or even not even a year. Let's say 6 months, like working a front desk job, hostess, server job, because you can really tell when people never have worked those jobs and like the way that they handle those interactions. And those are hard jobs. And I actually really enjoyed a lot of those jobs I did in college. Like I met a lot of friends, I had friends there, and we would work together. And but also just like it's something as simple as like opening up a bottle of wine, like those sort of things. Like I didn't really know how to do, like unless it was like just little things, just to, and then like problem solving when someone doesn't like their dish, and like
Oh yeah.
how do you handle that? Like the
Yeah.
first time I had to handle that, I probably looked like an idiot and was like somehow offended, took it personally, even though I didn't cook the meal. But then you start to learn like how to
Yeah.
kind of deal with that, right? And make sure the customer's happy, but the restaurant understands what happened. And it's just there's a lot going on in those jobs, and I feel like in a bakery it's probably similar to what I'm describing. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm grateful for that year or two that I spent in a restaurant.
It humbles you.
Definitely,
It humbles
definitely.
you. The difference, I feel like, so we're very like family oriented bakery. Like if
Hmm.
my mother, God bless that woman, when somebody comes to her and says, I don't like this, it's not like she's like offended, but it's like, oh, like that's okay that you don't like it. Like you're not gonna like everything in the world, but because like it's like a small business, it's such like a hit for the business sometimes when like a numerous amount of people are like, I don't like this, I don't like this. So when I go to restaurants, because I know that, I don't like I'm not like one to be like, I don't like this, can I get something else? It's like, okay, no,
Yeah,
like that's my personal preference, you know? So then I just order something else. So that's
right.
why I like working. I love that people have worked in that because I think you kind of get
Yeah,
it. And then you kind
yeah,
of like you're kinder to your waitress and stuff because people can
totally.
be kind of mean.
People can be super mean.